Salut, welcome to the Speed Build. I'm I'm here with my very special guest.
Hello, it's me, the special guest.
I mean, if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, then this might be kind of special to you, but
This
it
is
actually
just every video.
So false advertising, I guess. This is a good one, I think.
You always think it's a good one.
Yeah, but
These videos mostly consist of me making awful jokes and you praising yourself.
well, somebody has to.
No, they don't.
Okay, I just wanted to say that I really liked this build and I really enjoyed building it. This was my very first time building in Sulani, actually, which is crazy because I definitely think Sulani and Wittenberg are the most beautiful worlds that The Sims 4 has to offer right now. But I really wanted to do something kind of different. I don't know. I really like this style that most of people like to build in Sulani, but I just didn't feel like I would have added something new to it.
Right. What is that style?
Well, it's this kind of
Islandy.
island resort kind of style.
Right.
So, yes, this was inspired by a colonial villa, and I just feel like you can't really admire the beauty of colonial architecture without at least noting everything wrong with colonialization, which is everything.
Right.
So I just wanted to get that out there, kind of.
So do you think it's kind of sad that the architectural style is tainted by the history?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. That just makes it sound. I don't know. I think it just that overshadows it so much.
Okay. Yeah.
That I
gotcha.
wouldn't even make that statement.
Yeah. No, I got you.
So this inspiration picture I took this from. You might have seen this because it's kind of all over the internet, at least for me. I just get really
You always say
targeted
that. I've never seen it.
advertisements.
Yeah.
So this is completely broken down. There's a picture with a
you mean the
cow in
original?
front of it. Yes,
Oh, okay.
that is all over the internet, and everything about this is abandoned and broken down.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed that in the picture. I wanted this to be a livable, playable, residential building in The Sims.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't make a rundown building completely.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
But I wanted to keep some of the charm that I felt looking at it being abandoned.
Right.
So I have just a few elements in this build that, like the wallpaper, for example, which is from Journey to Batu. Sorry about that, by the way. That has this kind of feeling to it, and then there's a few also the flooring that is a little run down and old. So I've just kept a few of those elements, but then I've still made it playable as if somebody could live in here. So my original thoughts when I built this were that Sulani is not a real place.
Right.
I don't think they have a history of colonization.
I hope not.
But I just thought that someone from Sulani would live in this place.
Right.
That is what I thought when I built this. But then I had a friend over when I built this, and he made up this kind of elaborate story that made it sound like some very evil person lived here. And I thought that might also be kind of a fun storyline to play, to just have someone very evil live in this place.
That's just the colonial association that you have.
Yes, rightfully so, I think. Yeah, so those are my thoughts.
Yeah, no, Actually, I like the style of building. It looks kind of rich.
Yeah, it's very luxurious.
Right. So it has to be some kind of evil lair. Everything has to be an evil lair. No, it looks really cool. I think what makes it so is that it looks old. It doesn't look like it was just built. Because I don't know. Actually, that's the thing I've been wondering. Do people still build old buildings in old architectural styles? Is that a thing that people do?
Yes, there's actually been kind of a boom recently for more classical architecture.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I've read this whole paper about what psychological reasons might be behind that and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it's very interesting, and I think it's also very nice.
Right, because a lot of times
It's very detailed.
I feel like a lot of times people modernize and innovate on old architecture and they'll make something new out of it, which is also really cool. But this one just looks like straight taken out of the past and put here, and I like that.
Yeah, I mean, these trends they come around. History repeats itself, and
No.
I don't know, all types of design also repeat themselves.
Right.
So I also think after this style of building that is modern right now, I think more detailed buildings are gonna come back. Anyways,
Yeah.
not in the same
Yeah,
style
no, I
as before,
gotcha.
probably, but in
Oh
some
man,
kind
you
of
know
way.
what you should build? The Great Gatsby house. That'd be amazing.
Oh yes.
That'd be so cool. Yeah. So, what did you have in mind? Who would live here when you were building this? Did you have is this a family building? Because honestly, to me, it doesn't really look like a family
Yeah,
building.
it's definitely not. I
Okay.
just could not imagine children running around this place. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
So this has 2 bedrooms. I was thinking one room, so a master bedroom, that one's upstairs, and then a room for a butler. Because that,
they
just
have a
made
butler,
sense.
yeah.
Yes. But no children. I mean, if you really wanted to, and it made sense for a gameplay, you could turn the butler's room into a children's bedroom.
Yeah, you can
No
do whatever
problem.
you want. By the way.
Yeah. So there's 2 bathrooms in this. I don't want to take away too much from the interior before we even see it, but
Oh man, no spoilers.
I love the interior actually. I was really inspired to do this interior the way I did.
Which is interesting because you had no pictures of the extra interior, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
no.
It was all destroyed.
No, but I looked at some.
I love the crooked palm trees.
Yeah, me too.
That'd be so amazing to climb on them. And then get slingshotted around. Man. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's just you thinking about parkour like you always do.
Nope.
And I lost my train of thought.
Well, thankfully I haven't. So, where was the original... What was the original surrounding area of the building that you built this?
I mean, I've never seen the original building, as you can probably imagine.
Right,
So,
but you saw pictures of it. Was it
right, but it's completely abandoned and run down. So you don't really see anything of the surrounding area. It doesn't have a pool, and it doesn't have this little side wing porch kind of addition that
Right.
I've put there. It's just that main part, and I think it might have a back wing. So I only had pictures from the front. But yeah, it's just overgrown around it, and I kind of like that. I mean, look at this natural surrounding all over Sulani. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Why would you
yeah.
want to change anything about this?
But do you know where exactly it stood?
In Cambodia?
Do you know where in Cambodia?
No, I don't.
Because
But
I was thinking
they were-
was it part of a city or was it more of a country landscape?
I sadly do not know, but
Okay.
I can tell you that there was a cow running around.
Okay, so it
In
must
front
have
of the
been a
building.
city landscape. No, okay. Yeah, no, that's actually really cool. I feel like, you know what? What's funny, I wouldn't have necessarily placed this kind of building in Cambodia by myself. I wouldn't have thought this would...
Where would you have placed it?
Probably I don't know. I don't know where I would have placed it, but not Cambodia for some reason. Which is funny because I feel like Cambodia is a really, really rather small country. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Cambodia is that big.
I mean, yeah, it's a relation to, you big as
right, but compared
word.
to the average
country size,
I would say Cambodia is rather small. Which is not to say that it doesn't have a lot of buildings, but this is just not one I would have placed in it myself. But that's.
Have you been to Cambodia?
I have not been to. I've been close to Cambodia, but I have not been to Cambodia. No. Which I do want to go because in preparation for this video, I looked at some facts and it sounded kind of cool. Honestly, they have a lot of history, which again, just like colonialism, Cologne. Is not all awesome. Not awesome.
Understatement.
But there is some stuff in Cambodia that I would really like to see.
For example?
This house.
Oh, well.
You got it. No, so I was looking at fun facts about Cambodia, which some of them, see, they brand these things as fun facts, and then they're like, this country has a shocking history with genocide, blah, blah. This is not a fun fact. This is just a sad fact. Which was actually really funny. The first fact I found is that Cambodia is the only nation that has a flag with a building on it. Which is really funny.
What is the building?
The building is I can't pull it up right now, but it looks interesting.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It kind of looks like a temple kind of build. Okay, I'm not gonna say too much because I don't know what Cambodian temples look like, so I have no idea. But it is a building on a flag, and they actually, talking about temples, they have a lot of them. I'm not gonna make a guess this time, but I think there's about 400 discovered ones and even more hidden ones, which I don't know where they were hidden. If they were underground, I don't understand what hidden ones means. But they have a lot of temples, and some of them are really, really large. The biggest one, I think, I'm gonna mispronounce this horribly, is called Angkor Wat, which is the biggest religious complex in the world, and it spans more than 500 acres.
That's very interesting.
50 times larger than the site of Machu Picchu.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Which is funny because, again, Cambodia is not a big country, but it has these enormous religious sites, which is really cool. Then, of course, there's a lot of, as I said, quite tragic history to Cambodia, which is also not that ancient. It is quite recent history, but there is actually 63% of Cambodia's population is under 30.
Wow.
Because...
that's insane.
Yes. Because, back just not even 50 years ago, they eradicated 1/5 of the population. The population then was over 30, and now they're, what I'm saying. So, yeah, so that's kind of sad. That's horrible. But these articles are so confusing because usually they're like, they say these shocking parts of the history, and then the next one they're like, you can learn from the locals on a homestay adventure, and I'm like, I don't anymore. It's horrible. They actually eat a lot of very exotic, or for us exotic, foods in Cambodia. They eat like insects and spiders and these things that I'm not quite fond of, and I don't think most people are. But apparently it's like a big thing that if you're a tourist going to Cambodia, you should try these insects and spiders.
As you probably, if you're a tourist, you go to any country, you should probably try the local cuisine.
Right. But apparently it's not just something for tourists. There is something that they really eat a lot, which is interesting to say the least. For me, I find it weird because I don't want to eat spiders. It sounds horrible to me.
You don't even want to see spiders.
I don't even want to see spiders. There you go. Cambodians, they celebrate their New Year's in April, which is 4 months off. Cambodians, if you're listening, You should fix this. No, I'm just kidding. This is.
Horrible.
I'm not even gonna try to pronounce what they call it in their local language, but it's kind of their end of the traditional harvest season, so it makes sense. And it's actually the biggest celebration in their culture, from what I can tell. So, which kind of is in line with the rest of what I can, or like Vietnam is kind of the same, where they have the Tet Fest, which is I think beginning of February, and that is also one of the biggest celebrations. Yeah, and they have giant geckos, which is awesome, because unlike
Giant
spiders, geckos are really cool, and they can climb on walls. Okay, spiders can also climb on walls, but they're not as cool.
You're just thinking about parkour again.
No, okay. And the giant geckos actually have some lore to them, because they have a very distinct chirp.
A chirp.
Yeah, which I also...
Can you recreate it for me?
I think it sounds like this.
Beautiful. What a majestic animal.
I didn't... Chirping was not a sound I would associate with a gecko traditionally.
Yeah, me neither.
But I guess they chirp. And they have this thing that if you're in a room with a gecko, which I guess they just have geckos in their houses, I don't know, and it lets out 7 or more calls or chirps, then you'll be very lucky, and probably even lucky to marry.
Well, that's nice.
That is nice if the geckos go chirping.
Yeah.
No. And one more thing, the Cambodia actually has the largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia, which also is interesting because they're not a very large country, but they have all these largest things. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Yes, and they actually have a river that I can't remember the name of, which changes direction depending on the season. How does that work? Twice a year it just changes the direction of the flow of the river. That's so weird. That's so cool. And the last one...
Honestly, how does that work?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very...
This is not very educational what we're doing here.
No,
we're
it's
just
not.
putting these things out there.
Yeah, this is...
And they were like, isn't that crazy? We don't know how it works.
Researched facts. There you go. And if you're a tourist, because this sounds like a very touristy thing, the way to get around in Cambodia is using a tuk-tuk, which I didn't know what a tuk-tuk was. I've looked up what a tuk-tuk is, and essentially it's just this vehicle that has like a motorcycle in the front and a large booth on wheels in the back, and you can sit down and have drinks and pay someone local to drive you around, which I always think feels kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, obviously these facts are all very centered around. I mean, who would read these facts? Stupid people like us.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say no Cambodian people just Google fun facts about Cambodia. This is something that more tourists do. And
I would take a guess and say that these facts were not written by a Cambodian, but by some tourist.
Because part of the facts was also that Angelina Jolie's latest Netflix movie was set up and filmed in Cambodia, and I was like, who cares? That has nothing to do with Cambodian history or culture.
Okay, that was very interesting. Thank you for this little not history lesson, a little touristy
It wasn't even
lesson.
A lesson. It was just random facts.
Yes, we have moved into the interior here. This is the guest bedroom / butler bedroom / visiting teenage son bedroom
Visiting teenage son bedroom?
Yeah, I was just trying to make things up as I go.
Well, you should stop.
So I've put a lot of plants in this interior. As you can...
You just do.
As I do in real life, as I do in The Sims.
Yes.
And yeah, I think it's very luxurious. You can't
even see yourself in that mirror. It's just planned.
Yeah. About what's more important, your looks or this plant?
Oh, I don't look in mirrors, come on.
I actually gotta say the favorite parts of this building to me are the bathrooms.
As they always are.
No, they're not always.
It's some kind of
I just usually say that I like doing them, but this time I think they're so luxurious and so special, and I would just love to spend a whole day in those baths.
Okay.
like
was
in
a
the
weird thing to
actual
say.
bathtubs.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. They have 2 bathtubs?
Oh yeah, there's one downstairs, one upstairs. So there's a ensuite master bedroom that I'm building the closet for right now.
Oh my God.
And then it has this attached bathroom, and then there's a shared bathroom downstairs. I mean, I say shared, but it's just the
It's just
one
them.
bathroom downstairs. Oh, I mean, if
Does the butler have his own?
no, so that's why it's shared. I guess it's shared with the guests.
Ew. The peasant guests that live in my house. I don't think so. They can have their own bathroom, their own bathtub.
Yeah, see, that's why you get this master bathroom.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
And
I really like the staircase.
the staircase.
Yeah, there was a staircase one there.
Yeah.
Just back there.
Um,
Is this the ground floor? Where's the staircase lead?
no, this is the top floor.
Ah, okay.
This
Sorry,
is
my bad.
This is the master bathroom being built, and this little living room area and the study are also on this top floor.
Yeah, the study. Why don't I have a study?
Yeah, I
It's not like I would use it for anything, but I want to have a study. I want to have large bookshelves with ladders on them that I can push around.
what books would you put in those bookshelves?
Just
You read from your Kindle.
yeah, I would stuff it full of Kindles, because that's how rich I am. I just have one book on each Kindle and then put the Kindle in the bookshelf.
That's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
So I think I have limited my pack usage on this build. I've built this forever ago. I honestly don't really remember.
Oh, great.
But I think I've limited it somehow. It doesn't use all the packs. Definitely uses Island Living, obviously, and then Jungle Adventures, because I think it just goes so well with Island Living. And then it uses some Get Famous for those very luxurious decorative elements. I think I mostly put Get Famous in it for this. I think it's called a rug. It's this floor detail that I've put around the pool and in the bathroom that you just saw.
Oh yeah, I really
in
like
golden.
that.
Yeah,
That really adds a lot to it.
right? I
Yeah.
think so too. So yeah, I think even if you don't have all the packs, you could check out the download link in the description.
Do it. Is this CC free?
No, this uses a lot of Felixandra SCC, definitely more than 4 months worth
I feel
of
like
content.
at this point, we're like, how many builds are we in? How many have we done
I think
together?
like about 20 or something. No, that sounds
that
too much.
sounds too
18. I want to say. I want to say 18.
That's marginally less. I feel like at this point I should be able to tell if something is CC free, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
really
also
not.
think so.
I cannot. I have no
Really,
idea.
because everything you're looking at right now is CC except for those really big pots.
Really, because that was the only thing that I would have called and been like, that looks like CC.
Literally everything else, the wallpaper, I think the flooring, the bed, the side table, even the statue,
man.
everything.
My bad.
So this uses a lot of the colonial set.
See, that's a compliment to the CC makers. You really made it Maxis matched. It looks really good.
Yeah, I love this master bedroom. Everything in and around this house looks so epic in this very bright pink evening light in Sulani. Oh my god. It's insane. So that's why I've actually put together this very pretty video build tour flyover thing at the very end. So keep
Gonna
watching for
enjoy
that.
it.
Look out for it.
So I feel like these people should have birds. Controversial opinion, I get it, but I just want to put it out there.
A bird cage?
Yeah, I was gonna say a bird cage would fit awesomely.
I mean,
into
that's
the boat.
kind of the ultimately evil thing, right?
To have a bird in a bird
I
cage.
mean, not. I
to have a
guess
human in a
there's.
bird cage.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I guess there's adequate housing for birds.
I like trees.
But
what are you talking
I
about?
think it would have to be huge.
it has to be like a parrot.
Yeah, so I don't know about this, but having this cannery in a tiny bird cage is a very Disney villain evil kind of thing.
Yeah,
Right?
I
Or
also
is that
think
something-
It's not proper holding for a bird.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, Probably. Yeah. I don't know, actually. I have no idea. Next time I'll do some research on birds, I guess.
And on villains.
Yes. Or they should have like a pelican that's like way too large to live in this building and it'll just waddle around the floor.
Oh, it just lives there?
Yeah.
It has no cage?
There's no butler, it's just a pelican.
Oh, so the
There's a pelican
downstairs...
butler. Oh my god, I got this down, son.
It carries its little towel.
Yes.
Yeah, there's... Yeah. Oh, I mean, you could have a pet in this
Oh yeah, absolutely.
building.
Can you... The pets that you can have in The Sims are mostly just cats and dogs, right?
There are cats and dogs
Wow.
and foxes
Foxes?
and raccoons.
What? How are these the 4 options for pets? That's kind of cool. I feel like you should neither have raccoons or foxes as a pet. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
feel
know
like,
either.
No, but I feel like raccoons...
I literally don't know anything about raccoons. I don't
know
think
that they go through trash. That's what I know.
And I could probably point out a raccoon on a picture.
Yeah, they look like little gangsters, don't they?
Yeah, they're not very common in our country.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they look like little gangsters.
They do. They have these large black rings around their eyes, and they kind of look like they're breaking in all the time.
Yeah, but I don't know a lot about them.
I've seen videos of people with raccoons as pets, and it looks really cool. But I think they're not easy.
Are you talking about this video of the guy feeding his 500 raccoons on the front porch?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now I don't understand because they look really chill, but whenever I like read something about raccoons or see them in like popular
They seem
culture,
really aggressive.
Yeah, they seem rather aggressive and not very tameable. So you tell me which is worse.
True. But I think for foxes, they do need a lot of space to like roam around,
absolutely.
right? And they love to dig, I think.
I don't think fox is a good pet.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to speak for foxes, but
because you're not a fox yourself.
Right, we could ask them, but then again, what does the fox say? I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. Let's move on. But I also don't think a fox would really fit this climate. Neither would a raccoon. So it doesn't really.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It needs
but
to be a bird.
I don't know shit about those animals. I really don't.
Okay. So let's keep moving on.
Yeah, this is the study. It's the last room I'm doing in this house, I think. I don't know who actually lives here or what this person does. As I said, I've had like multiple ideas during building, but I feel like people, I wanted to say of those times, but yeah, I mean, when this was being built, they just had a study. It's just something you had,
absolutely.
You know?
No, I agree. I also don't know jack about what I'm talking about, but I think I agree.
I love that we just keep taking these very uneducated guesses.
Yeah, but we don't present them as guesses. We present them as facts, yo. This is fact. People had studies, yo.
That's something. And a violin, right? That's why I put that violin there.
Absolutely.
It just felt right.
And a chessboard.
Man, should really learn how to do some research.
No.
Okay. As always, thank you very much for watching.
What the hell was
I just had to check the time if we were even at this point yet.
No, I gotcha.
But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I love you.
What?
I love you with all my heart.
Okay, that's a little much.
No, thank you so much for liking and subscribing.
Subscribing.
It really keeps me going.
Yeah, no, we appreciate all the comments and subscribers. It's awesome. Bye.
Yeah, bye.